Hey guys, today we are moving on to stem and leaf plots. Yesterday and the day before we did dot plots. This is slightly different. The dot plot is horizontal, this is vertical. They're kind of similar though and a little bit different. We'll talk about how they're different. So basically you're splitting your numbers up into two parts. The stem and the leaf, okay? The stem goes on this side, the leaf goes on this side. Now, depending on how big the number is, depends on how you split it, okay? So if you have numbers that are in the tens, like this, you split it up for the tens go on this side, the ones go on this side, okay? On the right side. This ones are your leaves. If you have numbers from 100 to 999, or numbers that are in the hundreds place and the tens place goes on this side, and the ones place goes here. Okay, and then numbers with decimals, tens and or ones. So if it's tens, you have tens and ones that go here, and the decimal point always goes here. And then if it's just ones with decimals, you have the ones placed here and the decimal here. Okay, and I'll go over an example of each on how we do that. Okay, so similarly to what we did with the dot plot, we are going to make a number line, except this is going to be a vertical number line. And we're not going to write out the whole number like we did. We are going to write, again, like I said, either the tens placed on one side and the ones on the other, okay? So, to create this, I need to look at my numbers first of all, okay? So, if I notice here, I've got 3, 12, 17, 19, 4, 21, 35, 67, 27, 52, and 17, okay? If you notice, I have a mixture of ones and tens. So I am going to say that for my numbers that are in the ones, I'm going to add a tens, and it's going to be 03. And here I'm going to start with 0. Okay? That, for these two, is my tens place. Alright? Then here, I notice I have, in my tens place, I've got a 1, I've got a 1, I've got a 1. So I'm going to add a 1. There's 1 here too. Okay? And then we've got a 2, 20. Do I have any 30s? Yes, I do. Now, you are going to add numbers that you don't have. So I don't have any numbers in the 40s, but I'm still going to write a 4 here. Okay? And then I've got 50s, so I'm going to have a 5. Okay? And I've got 1 in the 60s, so a 6. Okay? Now, so I've got my stems listed out. I have listed all of the numbers that are in the tens place. And again, for the single numbers here, there's a 0 in the tens place, always. So I'm going to write that down so I can determine what kind of number it is to make my line a little bit longer. Now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to write out my leaves, all right? And I'm going to write them from least to greatest in each section. So for the zeros, I'm going to do 3 and then 4, okay? And as I do this, I'm going to mark them out so I don't repeat anything or miss anything. So I have 3 and I have 4, okay? Now I go to my ones. I've got 12, 17, and then 17 again. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to write my 2, right? Then I'm going to write my 7. And I've got 17 again, so I'm going to write my 7 again, okay? I want all my numbers represented here. I'm not going to leave any out. If I left out, I only put 1 7, it would change how many numbers are represented. Okay? So, see here, I marked that out. Oh, I've got 19 too, so I mark them out. And then 9. Okay? Now, let's move on to 20s. So I've got 21 and 27, so I'm going to put 1 and 7. For 30s, I just have 35, so I'm going to write a 5. 40s, there's nothing, so I'm going to not write anything there. 50s, I've got 52, so I'll write a 2 here. In the 60s, I've got 67. Everything has been marked out except for that, because I forgot apparently. And that's what it is. So you have your stem on this side, it is the tens place, and then your leaf is the ones place. So I've got, the way I read this is I've got 3, 4, 12, 17, 17, 19, 21, 27, 35, 52, and 67. Okay? So if I were to write the numbers out, I would do 3, 4, 12, 17, 17, 19, 21, etc. Okay? Okay, now let's move on to the next type of problem. which is for numbers that are from 100 to 999, meaning they are numbers in the hundreds. Okay, so number 2. Say I had 125, 137, 126, 125, 148, 144, 156, 180, and 133. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing out my kind of cross-looking thing here, the stem and leaf plot. Okay, I have stem always on the left, and leaves are on the right. Okay. All right. So for numbers from 100 to 999, I put my hundreds and my tens. Okay. So it's going to look like this. It'll be split here. Okay. So I'll have 12, 13, and then I have my ones place. That'll go on the other side. Okay. So when I say, that's what I mean when I say hundreds and tens. I put the 100s in the tens place. Okay. So let's look at this. I've got 125, 137, 126, 125, 148, 144, 156, 180, and 133. I need to start with 12. Okay. So 12 will be my first stem. Okay. Then I've got 130 something, so I've got 13. I don't have any, I'm sorry, I almost said I don't have any 14s, but I totally do. I have 14s here, okay, 14, 15. Now, I don't have 16 or 17, but I need to add those anyway. And then 18. Okay, now I can go back through and I can add my leaves. So, I start with my smallest one. I've got, when we look at my numbers that are in the 120s, I've got 5, 5, and 6. So I'm going to do 5, 5, and 6. 13, or 130s, I have 2. I've got 133, so I have a 3 and a 7. Okay. The 140s, I've got 4, 144, and 148. For 150s, I've got 156. 60s, I don't have any. 70s, I don't have any. And 80s, I'm sorry, 180s, I've got just 180. And that's my stem and leaf plot. And the way you read it is, this is my hundreds place, tens place, ones place. So 125, then 125, then 126, 133, then 137, 144, 148, etc. Okay? Now I'm going to do the last kind, and that is numbers with decimals. Okay, and for this one you will have the decimal will always be your leaf, and then the stem will either be the ones place or the tens and the ones place together. Okay, so I'm going to erase this one right here. If I have an eraser, I do. Okay, and I don't really have room at the bottom, so I'll just put it right here. All right. So, where did my marker go? There it is. So this is example number 3. Okay. So say I had 1.8. Okay. Let's see here. 2.3. 12.9. Actually, I don't want to do 12. Let's go back. Let's do 10.9. Okay. 8.8. 7.6. 1.8 again. 1.3. Okay. 5.6. And let's see here, 9.2. Okay, so I have numbers that are both in, so decimal numbers that have the base with 10 and also just ones, okay? So, this is how I'm going to draw this. So stem and leaf. Okay. Alright, so I look for my lowest stem. My lowest stem in this case is going to be the ones place. So I've got 1 here, and then so I'm going to start out with 1. Okay, and I have 2. And then we're going to go with 3. I have to go all the way to 10. 4, 5, 6. I have to erase this. 7. To make this longer. 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. Now I can go about writing my leaves, and that's just the decimal point. Okay. So. Let's start out here. Let me find my smallest number. It's going to be 1.3. I'm going to write a 3 here. Then I've got 1.8. And then 1.8 again. Do I have any 2s? I've got 2.3. Do a 3 here. No 3s, no 4s. I've got a 5, 5.6. It goes here. 5, sorry, no, I'm saying that. No 6s. I have a 7, 7.6. 8.8, 9.2, and 10.9. Okay? So that's how I make my stem and leaf plot if I have decimals. Okay? So now what you would do, you would make a note that this is decimal and this is 10. I would make a note and put decimal. Okay? And again, if I were to take the numbers from this and rewrite them, if say if I wanted to find the median, I would write them in order. I would do, so 1.3, 1.8, 1.8, 2.3, and then 5.6, and then 7.6, and then 8.8, and then 9.2, and then 10.9. Okay? Alrighties. So on your assignment, you're going to be given a series of numbers with the different types of problems, and you'll have to make some stem and leaf plots for us. Okay? And that is today's assignment.